group of extremely angry, extremely loud, folks who mostly men.
Never try that again. Oh, did you see the eye roll from Fuko? He did not even want to shake his hand there.
Who feel deeply entitled to things being the way they are.
He just done it! Takes it! He takes it! He's done it! Unbelievable!
And maintaining the grip of power that they have.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and it's actually happening. That's right. We have a movie. That's right, a movie. And the usual grifters are mad because, well, they're not getting paid for it. Ultimately, this is a film that is steeped in cringe, that is produced by BuzzFeed Films and directed by an absolute creep. It's going to be an amazing disaster, and I hope that today is a day that you'll smash the like button on this video, and also hit that red subscribe button down below the video. I cover all sorts of news, pop culture, tech news, censorship news, YouTube news, and entertainment, and I hope that you'll subscribe today. Now, by bounding into comics, film announces sparks outrage among movement's opponents, of course, Zoe and Brianna. The announcement of a new film based on the events have sparked a massive wave of anger and outrage amongst internet personalities who opposed the internet controversy. You see, it's been 6 years already. It's over. Move on. Get a hobby like coding or how to actually play games. The film was first revealed to be in production on October 30th. The Hollywood Reporter exclusively announced that Ellen Page and Paris Burke are starring in One Up, an underdog comedy set in the world of gaming that Kyle Newman, remember that name for a second, will direct for BuzzFeed Studios. One Up will be the first film produced by the newly founded BuzzFeed. That's the best that you could come up with. I mean, literally. Remember when, what was it, Law and Order? Get lost, gamer girl. Wasn't that there? Oh my God, this is going to be amazing. Formed as a joint venture between news outlets and Lionsgate, which aims to develop, produce, and distribute a multi-picture slate of socially relevant and high-concept feature films for global millennials and Gen Zs. Millennials just can't wait to see a movie about gamer. Described as pitch perfect, but set in the world of esports, so they're going to sing? By scriptwriter Julia Yorks, the film centers on a female gamer named Vivian Lee, who quits her college esports team rather than put up with the meanness from her male counterparts. Oh my God. This is going to be amazing. Quote, but with her scholarship on the line, she's forced to assemble a varsity caliber all-women's team that can compete with the boys. I'm sorry. None exists, right? I mean, I see it's a fantasy. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Of course, girls can be good at video games. But with their scholarship on the line, so with the help of the enigmatic coach who returns to the spotlight after her own GG scandal, the young woman recruits an unlikely crew of unskilled misfits to kick some serious gamer butt. Who is this for? Who is this for? Almost immediately following its public announcement, One Up was met with a wave of criticism and backlash from internet personalities who were involved in it to varying degrees. DC Marvel Comics author and also alleged life ender Zoe Quinn, whose personal life acted as a catalyst for the event after her ex-boyfriend Aaron Gajoni like I said, people always lump me in with GG. I wasn't really around for that. All right. Like, I watched it from afar, but, it was funny to me. Accused her of infidelity and trading, hookups for reviews. We all believe that was true then, obviously. Though she has since leveraged her post-GG narrative and personality to mainstream success, including an invitation to speak at the United Nations, a memoir, a Kickstarter that raised over $85,000 for a game that she has failed to update her backers on in over 2 years. Quinn claimed that the mob he drummed up as basically seems to have won the disinformation wars. You can see this. Love that psycho ex who ruined my life, and the mob he drummed up basically seems to have won the disinformation wars given the replies to this. Big props to everyone who knew better, but stayed, quote, neutral during GG. This is because people were roasting it in the tweet announcement. Several people that announced the film had to delete it, of course. Some have speculated that Quinn's anger is in part directed towards the fact that BuzzFeed was able to successfully produce a GG-related film as her GG-centric memoir, Crash Override, How to Save the Internet from Itself, failed to materialize after it was optioned for a film in 2015. With reports at the time indicating that Scarlett Johansson was interested in playing the lead role. Former congressional candidate and Revolution 60 creator Brianna Moonrocks Wu who became involved in the controversy after posting inflammatory tweets critical of supporters and writing a piece that claimed Metroid's Seamus Aran was a trans woman. Deal with it for the Mary Sue lamented how the worst event of my life is being turned into a comedy. Your whole life is a comedy, Brianna Wu. You literally talked about using moon rocks as a defense weapon. Well, you're a crazy person. In response to a tweet by Marvel's Spider-Man's voice actress Felicia Day, in which the notable nerd culture personality declared, "Shame on this project and the people who are making it," Wu stated that she was 1,000% in agreement, and found it mystifying why Ellen Page would participate in something making a comedy out of something that traumatized so many women in the industry. I'm going to give that number less than 10. And then how many of them got rich off of it? Anita got rich off of it. You got rich off of it. Brianna Wu got rich off of it. So exactly how many were truly traumatized? You guys all continued to use us for profit. Everything you do is to own the gamers. Remember GG? Now give money for my Kickstarter project that I'm never going to deliver, or address the fact that I haven't delivered on it. She is still not accepted that she stole $85,000, in my opinion, from her backers. Then you have Rami Ismail, who's just a raging leftist, saying, disgusting gaming comedy. Idea set to the GG backdrop to absolute highest percentage of math can possibly calculate. Jennifer Shirley, recently fired, who was also recently lately game designer for Guild Wars 2 developers. Maybe your movie idea sucks if all the people whose lives have been negatively affected by the topic you're trying to cover are disgusted by the whole thing. Really? I mean, you could say that about a lot of movies, and they're still good. I mean, there are a lot of lives ruined by those that were, maybe in the Saving Private Ryan film, like represented, or there are plenty of documentaries. McMillions, for example, more than a dozen people whose lives were ruined by it willingly did interviews for the documentary. And I thought that was by the way, you should watch it. It's not too late to cancel the whole thing and walk away, she concluded. The announcement that Fanboys and Taylor Swift music video director Kyle Newman is set to direct the film also sparked backlash due to a history of bad behavior by his claims from his ex-wife, Sin City, a dame, and Star Wars: The Clone War actress Jamie King. Earlier this year, in pursuit of that separation, King justified a request for a restraining order against Newman by claiming the director was emotionally mean, even going so far as to prevent her from communicating with her children. However, Newman responded with his own claims. Yeah, it's a messy divorce. That happens. I mean, that happens. There is no way that this movie isn't an absolute cringe fest. And you see Lyle here putting together all the absolute seething replies. You see Zoe here. Wow, what a fun idea, a-holes. Love that the Psycho X that ruined my life get to win. Fun reminder, the game review I supposedly bought with hookups never existed in any way, shape, or form. And Psycho X, who kicked up the mob, even said so himself. I hate that this is somehow considered a controversial statement. I hate that I have to keep saying it, but I don't know what else when people won't just let the waters be muddied for this long, and my existence has been politicized to the point where I just can't live my life. I bet you Alec Hawaka wanted to just live his life, but you wouldn't let that happen, would you? You got a little less interesting on the internet, and you had to stir up another mob that cost the man his life. They even named the protagonist Vivian, so they know enough to know better than to make this a fun comedic. Yeah, they want it to be a horror film. Felicia Day, I remember when I used to really enjoy her work. It turns out she's just another far left drone. You have you see here, Lyle points out, really makes you think, I guess she doesn't like that someone else got there first. Right, of course, because way back in the day, in 2015, she's looking, that's why. That's, you know, she's mad that she's probably not getting paid. And you have Brianna in here. It's absolute hilarity. And I can't even believe that this film is going to exist. I mean, it is, we needed this. The world needed this now more than ever. Of course, Jamie King details alleged claims against the director of that film. Shocking and appalling. Just another male feminist to look up to. Unbelievable. I don't know about you, but if you're excited for this cringe, I hope that you're going to smash like. If you want me to cover it when it comes out, oh God, please happen. Please happen. Make sure that you hit that red subscribe button. You leave a comment down below. I don't know what BuzzFeed was thinking, but then again, does BuzzFeed ever really think about anything? No, this is what it's always been. This hashtag lost a lot of its meaning when it got monetized by people on both sides. People on both sides of this movement made a lot of money out of it, and at the end of the day, that's all it was. It didn't change anything in game journalism because they're just as unscrupulous as they ever were and incestuous as they ever were. And ultimately, it was a fun event to be on the outside looking in on. And I'm sure the fact that BuzzFeed's producing it means it's going to be amazing. 100 out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7% viewership rating. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.